Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, our distinguished judges. My name is Mohamed Danso, and I will be your moderator for this session. For the past 8 years, I have worked closely with young entrepreneurs across the country, supporting startups, building innovative programs, and helping young people transform their ideas into real businesses through incubation, mentorship, and pitching platforms. Through this work, I have seen firsthand the power of youth innovation. And I have learned that with the right support and opportunity, young people can build solutions that create jobs, strengthen our communities, and drive national development. The young innovators you will hear from today represent resilience, creativity, and the future of agribusiness in the Gambia. If you are one of the finalists today, I want to give yourself a round of applause. Congratulations for making this far. Ladies and gentlemen, without wasting much time, I will introduce the contestants. Each of them will have 5 minutes to pitch, after which the judges will also have 5 minutes for question and answer. Out of the 10 businesses today that will be pitching, we have Bisaho Farms, a poultry production business located in West Coast region. We have Light Up Farms, also a poultry and vegetable business located in the Lower River region of the Gambia. We have Green Grow Farms, an integrated farming system. Naningba Smart Irrigation Farms, also an irrigation farm located in the Lower River region. We have Lumo Greenhouse. They are into design and fabrication of greenhouse technology to enhance productivity for farmers. We have Karakunku Farms, a smart irrigation farm. We have Tres Works, an agri-tech business that design and fabricate rice milling machines. We have Bantaba Farms, a food processing business. Freshlink Agrotech, an e-commerce business that connects farmers to buyers. And we also have Alelmark, a food processing business. Ladies and gentlemen, these 10 businesses today will be presenting their solutions before the judges. Before wasting much time, I will call on the first business, which is Bisaho Farms. Let's give them a round of applause. Where's the timekeeper? Is there? Key ko talking.
They want to communicate. For 5 minutes.
Yeah, mo din ako maglay. Time. You need to sit at that end.
Oh, correct.
Okay. Do you
chicken, omelette, chicken manure, we do mentoring and consultation. Problems identified in the imported market. Low freshness, long transportation due to it causes reduction of the quality of their products. Health risks, different standards allowed antibiotics and hormone uses. Economic impact, funds tend to leave the Gambia. Solutions we provide fresh chickens and better tasting local chickens, antibiotic and hormone free. We make sure the funds circulate in between the Gambia here. We also provide the cheaper chicken if we produce our own feed. Competitive advantages. Customers can see, select, and we process the chickens on the spot. We give the customer an unforgettable experience. We also make sure to document our activities we have in our farm. Once funded is secured, the price of chickens will be decreased by 18.3%. Yes, 18.3%, which will amount to $368 per chicken. It will bring down the current price of which we have for $450. We also have different prices. We have lowered the price all the way to $32 of the chickens we have. The targeted market we have is wholesalers, resellers, supermarkets, restaurants, and local households. The business models we have is B2B and B2C. We also do buy from other farms and bring them to our outlets and we sell. The traction we have 2 farms, one in use and one newly built. We have 2 defeathering machines. We have sold over 1,863 chickens in the past 6 months. We have employed over 25 part-time employees. We have an outlet. According to Google and ChatGPT, we have been considered one of the youngest poultry farmers in the Gambia. Why invest in us? We provide you the best local produce chickens. It aligns with national food security. Broiler chickens tend to mature in 5 to 6, 7 weeks. Led by a young committed entrepreneur with 8 years hands-on experience in farming. If you invest in us, what we will do is we will buy feed and source the raw materials at a cheaper rate. We will also add our capacity we have in the farm so that we could meet our market. We establish outlets in strategic marketable locations. Financial projections. Our company will project over 40% of each bird we produce. We will need the whole $15,000. We will produce or allocate 2.5 of the funds to create a high quality team. We will take the remaining 97.5%, invest in broiler operations, buying raw materials, build a feed mill, outlets, and product improvement. Closing remarks. We are not just selling you chickens. We are nurturing the nation one chicken at a time. Thank you. Yes.
Yes, we have listened to your presentation. And how many chicken do you have presently in your stock?
We have 400 chickens in the farm.
You can still say this, you are still at the low scale.
Low scale, yes.
And you want to move, the reason why you are asking for this offer is to move your business up. Is that not it?
Right.
To make it a large scale. But have you ever found out about the challenges faced by the farmers who are operating on the large scale? Have you done any feasibility studies?
Yes.
To tell us the challenges they are facing. And if that is the case, what is your plan to overcome all these challenges? Can you try to explain yourself to the world, to convince us the reason why you should be giving this over?
So I have talked to many of my mentors who are still in the business and have done a lot of big things. So when I have a conversation with them, thing they said was the feed was the most expensive one, because it takes about 70 to 80% of the input cost. But what we did, or what I would do as a business owner will be to source the raw materials from the provinces. And also what we'll do is we'll substitute, if for example, if soybean is expensive, we will substitute it with the groundnut cake we have in the Gambia here. We can get them at a very lower price, and I have made price inquiries already. We have also have conversation with farmers in places like Fonyi and my own village in Basse. They said they can provide a kilo of maize for $20 for me to buy from them, yes.
Thank you very much, Buba. I'm Samba Diallo from UNDP. I'm sure you, to have reached this stage, you understand that there should be an innovative flair to what you put on the table. From me and from your presentation, that innovation is not clear. I am trying to establish how different you are and what you present from many other poultry producers and actors like you. Can you share with us what makes you stand out in terms of the innovative element, which is key to this challenge? Thank you.
So if we add up our capacity, we like to make sure to make the feed as low cost as we can, so that we can have a market advantage over our competitors in Gambia right now. Because for now, they are not using any raw materials that have been substituted. But if we come into the market, we can have those and make a lot of research and use things we have in our surrounding. At the end, things like black soldier flies and other protein sources and other things that we can bring and, make feed out of it and sell. At the end, we'll bring down the price of our local chickens. And we also do a lot of trendy marketing social media things, whereby customers are not just buying from us, but they are entertained in a way in our social media platforms. We make it very lively for customers to buy from us.
Thank you very much, Boba Saho. I am Edward Mendy from Ministry of Higher Education. I heard you mentioning about you get supply from outside, different from your farm. How can you assure to the public that the public is safe with regards to those chickens that you are bringing into your farm? And how can we be sure that if you get this form, the chicken that you are rearing or the money that you'll be using to invest on the chicken in your farm are also saved compared to outbreak of disease and other things? The second one is your chicken really having any effect on the environment of which you are establishing your poultry? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for that question. What we'll do in the transparency view of the poultry farm, we will always document our activities we have in the farm, so that the customers also will have a clear view of what is happening in the farm. We can also invite them, or if there is anyone who wants to see what is happening in the farm or how we are doing our activities, they are fully welcome and to see what we are doing in the farm, yes. And the other thing is the impact we have. We have a lot of positive impacts, because our chicken manure and other things are being used, and chicken feathers are being used for organic fertilizers. Yes. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Buba. My name is Mahmoud. I work with the International Trade Center, ITC. In your deliberations, you emphasize the need for uh, uh, producing chicken feed, if I'm right.
Right.
So did you make any analysis or do you do further research to make comparative of the chicken feed coming into the country, both price-wise and then the quality or the affordability? If yes, do you think after sourcing the raw materials in country, you produce your own feed, will you be able to match the importation versus locally produced?
Okay. So the chicken feed we'll be having in our farm that we'll be producing will be at the lesser price, one, and at the best quality we can have. Because the ones that are coming into the Gambia, we don't know whether there is hormones. We have asked always, but there's no answers. So what we'll do now is, we'll source the raw materials from different places at a very lower price. Things like granule cake will be used in substitution of the soya bean we have. So that will lessen a lot of price compared to the ones we have that have been imported. Yes.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
I am Rohijame from the Ministry of Trade. If I heard you well, during Mr. Jallo's questioning, part of your answers, you mentioned that part of the initiatives or the innovations that you will add is to engage in chicken feed production.
Right.
Yes, so I was wondering, looking at that, what experiences or skills does your team currently have to successfully facilitate this project in case you are the winner?
Okay.
Thank you.
Right at the moment, I'm in a training with NARI, with the poultry management and feed formulation, right at the moment. So about last week, we formulated our own feed. So we have chickens that we are giving them to see the outcome compared to the ones that are imported into the Gambia.
Thank you very much, Bifa. Thank you very much. Let's put our hands together for this Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, just to remind you that our judges are from different institutions with diverse backgrounds, from the International Trade Center, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, United Nations Development Program, the Ministry of Trade, Ministry of Agriculture and Education, Higher Education. The next business that we will invite on stage is Light Up Farms. Light Up Farms, let's put our hands together for Light Up Farms. Are you set? Okay.
Good morning, young entrepreneurs here present and beautiful judges here present. I am Ibrahim Ijara, the founder of Light Up Farm. Living in a country of more than 2.5 million people, yet most of it young and adult feeds on chicken meat, eggs, and vegetable daily. According to the Gambia Bureau of Statistics, every day, each and every one of us here feed on or eats egg, almost 120 eggs per day. In respect to the Gambia Bureau of Statistics, that 60% of our poultry products comes from other countries into the Gambia. Light Up Farm came into existence in 2024 with a greater solution to fade away a nightmare that most of the Gambian people ask about. Light Up Farm is a multidimensional farm that deals with chicken production, chicken meat production, eggs, and vegetables. Within the Light Up Farm, we have a lot of solutions that have been tendered within our community, in which we have a capacity of more than 2,000 birds that produces in a cycle of 2 months, every 2 months, more than 6,000 eggs that normally supplies to local households, supermarkets, schools, and motels. As we all know, that Light Up Farm is located in the Lower River region within a locked town, which is Soma, which serves as a transit for more than 3 countries in the Gambia. Light Up Farm, in its respect now, have provided more than 25 part-time jobs within itself, whereby most of these young people that are within the farm are passionate about agribusiness when it comes to poultry farming, when it comes to vegetable farming too, which are graduates from the Gambia College and other agricultural institutions within this country. Within the Light Up Farm itself has provided a lot of impact within the community that I live in. As you could see, that Light Up Farm also have produced a lot of young entrepreneurs within the region itself that have saved their mindset and also have reduced a lot of problems within the society. Within the Light Up Farm, as I said, it's a multidimensional farm that is a circle in which they depend on each other to have a zero waste within the farm and also to avoid high expense within the farm. As we have a poultry farm in which we utilize it manure to serve as a supplement for our vegetables, and also we also focuses on remains of our vegetables within the farm that serve as a supplement to which are also used and recycled to make our feeds for our poultry within the farm itself. So Light Up Farm is more than a solution for the Gambian people. It serves as a light that has came to brighten our hopes and also brighten our smiles every day. As we all know that if we check within the community that we all live in, especially in the Lower River region, we have a lot of challenges when it comes to poultry farming. In it, we have been working with different consultants that are experts in poultry farming, that are experts in vegetable production in respect to the climatic condition of the Lower River region. Today, as I'm speaking, that we have been still producing more than 350 kilograms per every 2 months within the Lower River region. That serves as a supply for vegetables to lumos, to restaurants, and to even canteens that are within Soma that serve as selling agent when it comes to vegetables. As we all know, that Light Up Farm also serves as a solution of providing highly quality eggs and also high quality and nutritious vegetables within the Lower River region and beyond. Our impact so far, they are here. We have been directly supporting small and large-scale producers, maximizing profit and cutting waste, delivering high-quality, nutrient-rich products to local markets, empowering farmers with a guaranteed market to maximize their time. In respect, as we said in history, in respect to its inception in 2024, the percentage and the margin profit have increased from 30% in 2024 to 2025, it increased to 35%, and in 2025 towards in the present year we are in have increased to 45%. As you could see, the margin profit now, in which also give us the courage of bringing in more young people within Light of Farm by training them and also giving them the expertise needed for carrying out poultry, when it comes to poultry farming and when it comes to vegetable production too. The second to last slide.
You are into some kind of integrated agriculture, into vegetables and poultry. So regarding your poultry, where do you normally get your feeds? Do you do your own feed production, or do you import it, or do you buy it within the Gambia? Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. At Light of Farm, we came with the innovation of making our own feeds, because I said Light of Farm is a multidimensional farm in which it's a circle that supplies feed product to reduce expense within the farm. We normally buy our foods and millets within the region itself, because we know most of the young people, they also engage in the farming. And we use the dries, the remains and some of the vegetables that normally get spoiled and also that are also highly rich in protein, because we normally take them, dry them up, and then make our own feeds by mixing them with the foods and the milk we have. That have really helped the Light of Farm when it comes to feed production.
Just a follow-up question. So since you are into that, in case you are given this grant, what new thing do you think you can bring to the poultry production? What new innovation?
Yes. What exactly we have at mind, and which we can also improve on, which we have already started. That's about packaging of our vegetable when it comes to delivery services, and also we can also increase our production of eggs also when it comes to delivery services, also specific to outlets in Lumos and other centers that are within the interior part of the local operation.
Thank you, Mr. I've forgotten the name. Your name again? Okay, Mr. Jara. So we have listened to your presentation. I am Mrs. Ayepola from School for Agric under the UEG, University of the Gambia, Education, the Gambia. So in case you win this award, have you put down financial breakdown, how you will spend it, how much you spend on poultry, how much you will spend on vegetable production? Do you have anything in mind like that? Okay, you have put it down. Okay. It's okay, that's what we are looking for, that how much, and it's okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ibrahima, for that wonderful presentation. I am Edward from Ministry of Higher Education. I just want to know, with regards to your poultry, do you have employees currently? And you're talking about also production of feed, if I heard you well. Have you started doing that? If you do you have any sample of the feed that you've produced, or do you have any proof to say that you have started to do that? Thank you.
Yes. In respect to your first question, currently, in respect to the badges from the School of Agriculture that is in the Gambia College, last year and the year before last, we have been taking interns when it comes to practicals, and some of them are now part-time employees within the farm, almost about 30 of them, 20 in which are young and very passionate young people when it comes to agriculture itself. And in respect to that number of people, 16 of them are young girls, and then 14 of them are young men that are within the farm itself. So when it comes to the feed, we are yet to have that assurance of giving supply to other farmers within the Lower River region and beyond. Because the research made is almost to 70 to 75% of most of the expenses that are normally used when it comes to poultry production is the feed. So this we have seen is a big challenge for most of the poultry farmers within the Lower River region. We say, why not we think about a solution to that problem, and that is in which we have started. And that advantage is with us, because in our farm we have vegetables, and in respect to the feed production, that 70% to 80% of every poultry feed contains proteins. And with that, we normally go to the market, take remains of fish, which we all know is an example of a proteinous food, and then we take some of the vegetables that we believe have high protein in them, like dried tomatoes and dried lettuce, and also dried cabbage that we normally have in the garden. We dry them up. As we all know, in the Lower River region, the temperature there alone is enough to dry them without using any machine, in which we use with the other farmers that normally produce millet and coos. We go to Lumos and have them, and they mix together. Normally, that cut down our expense when it comes to feed production. We wish that if you have the $15,000 US, we'll start producing our own feed, supplying to the Gambian young people, so that at least their headache could be now fed off. And we can be that, as we said in the beginning, that we are here to bring light and then hope to the Gambian young farmers.
Okay, good afternoon, Ibrahim. My name is Mahmoud Toure. I work with International Trade Center, ITC. You said you're into integrated farming. You do feed, poultry, and vegetable production. So in case if you win the grant, among the three, which one will you prioritize? And then the second question is, you said you're working with youths in LRR. What specifically do you use to judge who are the most vulnerable when it comes to youth working with youths? Well, how do you use, what judgment do you use to work with youths? And then after working with them, do you make a follow-up, or do you give them any package, or do they just work, you just train them and leave them, or do you link them with projects like UNDP and other projects, or do you link them with government, etc., etc.?
Yes, from the first question, you are
into integrated farming. You do feed, chicken feed, you do poultry, you also do vegetable production. So I'm asking, if you happen to win this grant, which one will you prioritize? Like your expenses, which one will you prioritize?
Yes, I will prioritize my vegetable farm, because this is where the circle begins when it comes to my farm itself. The more I produce vegetables, the more I'm able to get more vegetable and buy remains of other supplement of coos and millet to make my own feed, because that's the headache of every young farmer when it comes to poultry production. So once I have the feed in bulk, then it can serve, in respect to the profit I'm going to generate out from my vegetable production, I can increase the capacity of my birds and then move on with the poultry production too. So as the poultry production also goes very well, they also provide in manure for my vegetable to grow more. So you could see how it is circular when it comes to their own production within the farm. So that's my prioritized area when it comes to the farm itself. And for the second question, all right.
Thank you very much. Let's have together for Light of Farms. Entrepreneurs, you're all looking very calm. What happened? You should be smiling. Huh? Today you are pitching your bold ideas with confidence, isn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, whilst the judges are putting their scores together, allow me to welcome Green Grow Farms on the stage. Let's put our hands together for Green Grow Farms.
past 5 years, the government of the Gambia has imported 11 to 35,000 tons of chemical fertilizers into the country, making the agriculture depending highly on costly imports and government subsidies. The dependency threatens the food security and the long-term sustainability of the agricultural sector. Distinguished guests, panel of judges, and my fellow participants, I am Yaya Njai, a member of Green Grow Farm Initiative.
Yes, good afternoon everyone present here. We are Green Grow Farm Initiative. We see a problem in the Gambia here and then we come up with a solution to solve this problem. And the problems that we have seen in the Gambia is that there is high importation of chemical fertilizer in our Gambia by the Gambian government. There is also high dependence of chemical fertilizers by the farmers and then low access of these chemical fertilizers by the farmers. So this is our business model. Next slide. This is our business model, different ingredients we use. This is the problem. Next slide. And then the solution, we prepare liquid fertilizer extracted from the fish waste and other components that we use to prepare this liquid fertilizer, supply it to the farmers. We also use some for practical purpose so that when they come to buy, they can have courage to buy this liquid fertilizer and know the importance of it in their farms too. Next one. The market opportunity we have is that we supply to all types of farmers, ranging from the smallholder farmers, the commercial farmers, the individual farmers are alongside, because there is high demand for organic fertilizers and it is available and easily accessible for the farmers. They will no longer need to struggle to go to the agro dealers somewhere to buy these chemical fertilizers or waiting for the government to import chemical fertilizers for them to buy to use in their own fields, which degrades their soil. But with this liquid fertilizer, it will help to boost their crop production. And this liquid fertilizer that we are preparing, the Green Grow Farm Initiative, this is not just a liquid fertilizer, but it is a pesticide to the farms, to the crops alongside. The farmers will no longer need to worry about buying pesticide for their crops, which are chemicals. The foods that we are eating, there are some fruits that we eat raw. So with this liquid fertilizer, you realize that you are eating organic produces. The social impact, improve food security, and then create jobs for youth and women, which gives the youth more confidence and courage in their production. They will no longer see agriculture as an expensive thing to invest into. They will rather see like the available materials that are within them, they can use to prepare this liquid fertilizer or access it easily from us. Next slide. The methodology. These are the different ingredients that we use in the liquid fertilizer preparation. We have the fish waste. Why are farmers buying chemical fertilizers? Because of NPK, the urea. All of these are embedded in the fish waste itself. We have the garlic, we have the limestone, the ethylene gas. The garlic is rich in this acetylene and sulfur compounds, which is a repellent to the plants. We have the limestone rich in calcium and magnesium, ethylene gas, which stimulates the growth of the plants and ripening of fruits and flowering of the plants. Next slide. We have destruction. The yield increased 25 to 30%, and fertilizer cost reduces significantly. The farmers don't need to spend a lot of money because the liquid fertilizer prepared is of low cost for them. And the financial projection, we have a list of items and the total cost of $1,075,000 is for our list items that we will be needing for initial startup. And the annual, next slide, the annual income projected. We have the source and then the estimated income. The source are shown here, and these are the estimated budget of a total of $2,400,000 annually. Thank you.
According to the records of the World Bank, more than 500,000 million US dollars is being used in the importation of chemical fertilizers to the country. Green Grow Farm Initiative is here to solve a problem for us. Why are we in for inorganic fertilizer when we have all the materials here? Green Grow Farm Initiative is not just a need for the Gambia and its economy, but a privilege for the Gambians and the economy of the country. Thank you all for your wonderful attention.
Good afternoon. Thank you for that presentation. I am Rohi Jame from the Ministry of Trade. According to the presentations, I've seen different types of inputs. So I was wondering what of those inputs are locally sourced? Which of them do you get from the Gambia and which of them do you import? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. With these ingredients that we have, the different components that we use in the liquid fertilizer preparation, we got this in the first waste in our very own community, sometimes in the market to the river banks, and then in our homes, because Gambian depends on fish as a meal every day, and the garlic in the markets, we get it from them. The limestone and then the ethylene gas is imported, but we get it from the shops that are available in the market here. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Jetu Fal from the Ministry of Youth and Sport. Okay, I can see in your team, you are 4 in number. Is that the only number you guys are working with, or do you have another, like another team outside of this set of 4 people?
Okay, thank you. These are a set of 4 people that we are working with for the meantime, and then we are starting a business. Although we start the liquid fertilizer and we are processing selling it, but we are working only the 4 of us. But with the plan of like employing more youths when we get established proper, because we are using one farm and we are lacking a lot of materials in it. So by the time we are settled, we are intending to employ more staffs in the farm.
Thank you, Green. It's Green Grow Farm. Thank you for your presentation. Please confirm to me that you've already started marketing this produce. Is that the case?
Yes.
You have already started marketing it?
Yes.
Can you share your story so far? Are you making good sales? Are you getting returns on your investments? And how does it compare with, because you mentioned that you're importing 2 elements out of the 4.
Yes.
So what does that do to your profit? That is the first question. Second question is, have you considered alternative sources of the alternative and locally sourced sources of the 2 that you're bringing in? Have you considered that?
Yes.
Thank you. Over to you.
Okay, thank you for that. For our business, we have started selling it to some farmers, and they are using it, giving us positive feedbacks. And for us as well, we do practical in it on different vegetable, different crops. And so this is one of the examples. These seedlings that we use, only the liquid fertilizer to nurse the seedlings. We don't use other fertilizers to use the nursery or to put the nursery on. And then there are some vegetables that we also do use the liquid fertilizer for. Some farmers that have already benefited from these liquid fertilizers really give good positive ideas about it, because their yield have really increased and they always demand for more. So we offer them trainings, and then in return they pay us back to have these skills so that they can prepare for themselves in large scales.
Yeah. I would love to go with your second question. Can you please help me?
Yes, what about quickly so that you don't run out of time? Just tell me, are you thinking of getting the other 2 you're importing? Are you thinking of getting them in country?
Yeah, there is a supplement for the calcium, the limestone, for the oyster cells when they are being born and pound. Yeah, but the ethylene gas, we are still struggling on the recipe that we will use as a supplement for it.
Okay, thank you. Madam Veronica and the group. So I just want to find out, I'm Mrs. Ayepola from Gambia College, UEG. So I just want to find out, because if you compare the prices of your products with the imported one, with inorganic, and if that should be the case, because I look at the part of the material, fish waste. So in those days, fish waste, you just go to near Tangi and you carry it free of charge. But now, every eyes are open. They want to use it to take it for as my banana, my plantain, to grow plantain. So by the time I got there the last time, the kilogram, I don't know how much, very ridiculous amount. So at the end, have you ever sat down to think about when you add all these things together with the price, with the farmers, by the time, will you be able to satisfy the market? And if you are able to satisfy the market, will you be able to make an even? So I just want to know, will you be able to make it?
Yeah, for the first question concerning the price of fish waste in the market, yeah, we have realized that the people have get to know stuffs about the fish waste and the nutritive value of the fish waste. But we depend on the markets because most of these vendors at the market that grind fish, this fish waste usually disturbs them because it is not needed at that spot. And the area council as well, they struggle in clearing some of this waste. So we capitalize on that chances and use it for our money.
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Mahmoud Toure. I work with International Trade Center. You did mention that you train farmers on how to produce this liquid fertilizer.
Yes.
I quite agree liquid fertilizer is the order of the day. It's very healthy and then it also promotes productivity. But after training the farmers, don't you think in the near future those farmers will be your own competitors? Do you feature any sustainability strategies or any sustainability plans? Because if you train them, if you give them all the secret to produce the same liquid fertilizer that you are doing, after a few years, will you be able to compete with those farmers that you have trained?
Okay, thank you very much for that again. We train these farmers on this liquid fertilizer preparation because we know that the Gambia is small but it's very wide. We cannot cover all the problems of the fish waste in the whole of the Gambia. We don't train them in only this thing for them to know it, but also to help to reduce the problem of the fish waste in the Gambia.
And they also pay for the training because they are not trained freely.
Thank you very much. Okay. Looks like the judges have been doing a very tough job to do today, huh?
Yes.
Thank you very much for all that you do. So whilst the judges put their scores together, I welcome Naningba Smart Irrigation Farm. Let's put our hands together for Naningba Smart Irrigation Farms. Judges, I bet if I was on your seat, I would be nodding my head. Huh? They're putting all of you on a very, very tight spot today. But that's the plan. Naningba Smart Farms, just to remind you all that this project is about promoting sustainable and inclusive peace in the Gambia through holistic empowerment of women and youth, funded by the people of Japan and implemented by the United Nations Development Program in the Gambia.
Good afternoon, honorable judges. I am Lamin S. Manjang, the founder of Naningba Integrated Farm. I grew up practicing agriculture with my parents in our backyard. We grew crops and reared livestock, not as a business, but as a way of life. That experience taught me a powerful truth that when land, crops, and animals work in harmony, productivity naturally improves. Today, with formal agricultural training, backed by hands-on experience, I am ready to transform that foundation into a climate-smart, youth-replicable agribusiness called Naningba Integrated Farm. According to the International Fund for Agricultural Development, more than 60% of Gambians depend on agriculture. Yet, the sector continues to underperform while it remains unattractive to the young people. The problem of agriculture in the Gambia is not about land scarcity or land accessibility. The problem is low productivity, which is due to poor land management. Agriculture in the Gambia is dominated by traditional farming systems which are characterized by monocropping and they are dependent on rainfall. This leads to low productivity, limited income, and also increased climate vulnerability. At Nanimba, we offer a 1 hectare climate-smart integrated solution that combines irrigated vegetable production, irrigated banana production, and small ruminant production. Through efficient use of land, irrigation, and circular resource management, this system boosts productivity, it diversified income, and it diversifies income, and it also enhances climate resilience. At Nanimba, we target 4 key customer groups in the Lower River region and beyond. We target households, local markets, hotels and restaurants, and we also target farmers. At Nanimba, we earn income from diversified farm product. We reduce cost and risk through integrated climate-smart production, and we scale impact through youth-led replication. Let's go. Unlike most of the farmers in the Gambia who depend on single crop production, at Nanimba we are different. We irrigate, we integrate, and we also diversify. Already we have more than 60% of Gambians who rely on agriculture. There are thousands of youths outside there who could actually replicate this model. And there is already a growing national demand for vegetable products and livestock. Beyond profits, Nanimba is conscious about social and environmental value. Socially, we train youth and create jobs. Environmentally, we promote sustainable agricultural practices. We are humbly seeking $15,000 to fund Nanimba 1 hectare integrated farm. This fund will cover farm fencing, solar irrigation, crop and livestock inputs, basic farm tools, livestock pens, etc. At Nanimba, we believe that 1 hectare, 1 youth, through an integrated climate-smart agribusiness can transform not just a farm, but our country at large. This model, when it is replicated across regions in the Gambia, will create a Gambia where we are going to have more youth employment. It will also lead to a Gambia that is food secure, and last but not the least, we are going to see a Gambia where agriculture will finally be seen as a business and not just mere tradition. My team involves experienced youth leaders who study agriculture as a degree, and they have extensive experience in mixed farming and also vegetable production. At Nanimba, we are training people to be farm owners rather than being mere laborers with low pay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Lamin. I'll just also engage you with one of my key considerations. I'm sure it's beginning to come out as an obsession. I just want you to work with us and really bring out what is the innovative, spin to what you've just told us. I really would want you to make it clear.
Okay.
Over to you.
Thank you very much for that wonderful question. As I said, at Nanimba, we promote innovation. Besides, promoting integration, diversification, we are also, training young people to be independent instead of being dependent. We have seen a whole lot of farms in the Gambia. We have seen investors coming from all around the world, employing young Gambians to work on their farms. But come to think of it, these are people who come from families. But what are they gaining from those employments besides their pay? And what kind of pay are they actually gaining in that? Let's take for an example. You have a young person taking care of your farm 5 days in a week, and you are not paying the person anything. More than $5,000 is a month, and the person has a family to feed. At Nanimba, we are telling you that, come, let's work together. We're going to train you, and we're going to prepare you for you to go and actually expedite this model that we do at our own site. So instead of making people to remain laborers forever, we are saying no. Come, let's work together. Let's learn together, and we are going to give you inputs at the end of the day for you to go and replicate the same model. So in this process, we're going to be having more and more, agripreneurs, across the country. 1 hectare, 1 youth. Instead of dependency, we are empowering other young people.
Good afternoon, Lamin. There's not a question, it's just a clarification. I'm Jatu from the Ministry of Youth and Sport. I think what Mr. Jallo is asking is, what new thing are you bringing? Innovation, like what new thing or what are you updating on the business you are doing? You've met people doing something already on it. Like what new thing are you bringing on it? I think that was his question.
Oh, okay. So now, in this particular approach, we have seen a lot of farming systems in the Gambia. That's true. But now, our key concern is land utilization. Yeah, because we know that land is not scarce in the Gambia. But at the end of the day, productivity is low. But we are saying that through integration, 1 hectare of land can produce a lot. And as I said earlier, we are bringing people in, that is youths. We're going to work together, train them, give them inputs for them to go and replicate the same model at their own. At the end of the day, it is going to be 1 youth to a 1 hectare of land. You learn, you go and do your own, and also employ other youths to go and create the same thing. So we are going to have a chain of agripreneurs within the Gambia. Instead of being dependents, we are going to have young Gambians who are going to see agriculture as a real business because they are going to utilize land to the best of its capability.
Okay, thank you very much, Lamin. That's a wonderful idea. I'm Edward from Ministry of Higher Education. I just want to make a quick follow-up on that. How do you intend to sustain this? Because here you are dealing with youths, and you are saying that you will train them, that is, they have a duration to stay with you. And when you are going to release them to start that 1 hectare, which is a good idea, what modalities do you think you can put in place to be able to sustain this initiative after they've left your training or the training that you are offering to them? What initiative are you going to put in place there?
Yes, so thank you very much for that, wonderful questions. Yeah, so here we are targeting youths who are passionate about agriculture. Let's say based on the size of the farm. I am here with my colleagues, we are 2. So we are going to target another 3 people working on 1 hectare of land. So the 3 that we are going to bring in, we're going to work together, train those people. Unlike other areas whereby people come and work permanently, we are saying no. Come, let's work. At the end of and you will be paid in working too. And at the end of the day, we are going to support you. Let's say, for example, one of the areas that we are engaged in is banana production. So in going and actually doing your own business, there are adequate inputs that the farm that we are working on already has. And at the end of the day, we are going to form an empire of young agripreneurs in the Gambia.
Thank you very much. Let's put our hands together for Nanimba Smart Farms. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the singular honor to invite Lumo Greenhouse on stage. Lumo Greenhouse.
Okay. In the Gambia, farmers don't fail because they lack efforts. They fail because climate change limits them to a single season. That is why Lumo industry is here to produce an year-round vegetable production to end that cycle. Greetings, judges, distinguished guests. My name is Mustafa Salah, and I'm here to present on behalf of Team Lumo. Greenhouse Manufacturing and Distribution Initiative. We are building climate resilient agriculture through local innovation, where we are going to empower communities in order to make a sustainable farming solutions. Our comprehensive solution is having a local manufacturing. We want to establish a professional greenhouse manufacturing capabilities right here in the Gambia, where we will eliminate import dependency and creating local jobs. Water security. We already have borehole drilling and irrigation support ensuring reliable water access for year-round to have greenhouse operations. We also have a flexible financing that we aim to give farmers in order for them to have a loan scheme and payment plan in order for them to have or own a greenhouse. We also have an inclusive access where we prioritize women and youth and community institutions that we target for our outreach and capacity building programs. The problem we are solving is seasonal dependency, heavy rainy season losses, climate change impact, limited access for women and youth. While greenhouse, because greenhouse enable year-round vegetable production, we realize in the Gambia we have 2 seasons, and mostly farmers only depend on a single season, that is the rainy season. Protect crops from rain and disease, improve water efficiency, global proven climate smart solution. The critical gap in the Gambia, despite the clear benefits of greenhouse farming, significant barriers prevent widespread adoption across the Gambia's agricultural sector. That is why we want to remove the notion, or we want to bring the notion of local manufacturing and costly, and remove the burden of costly importation in order for us to have access barriers and to perceive as luxury. Our execution readiness. Lumo is not just an idea. We are not just planning, we are ready to execute. We already have iron bending machine secured, we already have borehole drill machine secured. So our cost category, percentage of budget. We have the greenhouse material and installation amounting to 40%, irrigation and water system 20%, manufacturing and fabrication inputs 15%, training and community engagement 10%, project coordination and monitoring 10%, and the contingency for 5%. The marketing and outreach strategy, we target social media marketing through Facebook, WhatsApp, and proposal letters through outreach to NGOs, to hotels and local government, farm visits where we have direct engagement with farmers on site, and as well as community groups, meeting with women and youth cooperatives. Our impact sustainability, we aim to have 10 to 20 greenhouses installed, 2 to 3 community greenhouse hubs, 50 to 100 women and youth engaged, year-round vegetable production, revenue-driven operations, community cooperative model, scalable nationwide, no long-term grant dependence. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished judges, empowering youth and women to year-round vegetable production is necessary. That is why Team Lumo is here in order to solve the production of vegetable year-round. Thank you.
All right. Good afternoon. Thank you for that presentation. I am Rohi Jame from the Ministry of Trade. I have a question here. I understand you made mention of manufacturing several times in the presentation. So I was wondering, how does this initiative complement existing industrial activities? Rather than duplicating, what new thing do you have to add in the industry in terms of manufacturing?
Good afternoon. Thank you so very much for that question. Right. According to research, we found out that there are some greenhouse farming technology existing in the Gambia. However, there is no single one engaging in local manufacturing of greenhouse here. So what we seek to do is to localize manufacturing of greenhouse farming technology in the Gambia. That's why we already secured bending machine. We also have our borehole drilling machine and other equipments that we will use to localize the manufacturing of greenhouse technology in the Gambia.
Thank you very much for that wonderful presentation. And on my side, Lord Minister of Higher Education, and you mentioned that you want to do away with a long-term non-donor dependent or non-fund dependent. How do you want to sustain that? I'm saying because are you telling us that if you get this 15,000, you are done? Or what is your salary or to tell us in this year, or when you said long term can be long term, to what extent? Or your projections?
All right, thank you so very much for that question, sir. All right, sustainability is very key when it comes to projects. Most projects fail because they don't have sustainability plans. So as part of our plans, we want to ensure that we train local communities, women and youth on these greenhouse technologies. So this training will not be free. We will charge them because we want to establish this greenhouse technology to give it to farmers and youth on a flexible payment plan. So once they will be paying this based on their financial capabilities. So that finance will be used to help us to sustain us financially. And also we want to develop, because we want to ensure that we want to transform the agricultural system in the Gambia, like it was done in Japan in 2014. Because Japan mostly import horticultural products from other countries. So what they do, they transform their agricultural system by introducing greenhouse technology, and that's drastically reduce dependency on horticultural importation. So that's what we want to also introduce in the Gambia in order for us to reduce dependency on other countries in terms of horticultural products or other farming implements. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Quickly, Lumo Industries. I am Samba, and I represent UNDP. Please just share with us your experience as far as marketing is concerned. How are you doing your marketing, and what's the outlook in terms of demand? Do you have any stories around demand? Thank you.
Okay, can I?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. I am Usman Nimbalan. In terms of marketing, as we already stated in the presentation, we already have an established borehole drilling machine, which is already functional. We are using, social media in terms of marketing. And also we already have contacts. If we drill a borehole for one person, he also links us to others, and that is how it is going. Currently, as I am speaking, our borehole drilling machine is in CRR and it is operational. And also the iron bending machine also the same thing. Once we secure these funds, we just need to procure the raw material so that we can start the greenhouse manufacturing locally in the country. Thank you very much.
Just a quick follow-up. I'm still seeking some clarity,
Yes.
Particularly from the angle of the greenhouse.
Yes.
Have you sold any? Are you manufacturing it, or is it still at a conceptual stage? That's just what I'm trying to establish. Because if one really thinks through what you have presented, there are multiple dimensions to it. You can have the borehole as a standalone entity. You can have the greenhouse. You can have the bending machine, as a standalone for other purposes. So I'm just putting it together, and I'm trying to understand if you have a market or you have any stories to share with us in terms of the greenhouse itself. Have you sold any, or is it still at a conceptual stage?
No, at this stage, we have not sold any for now. Do we have one as sample which is already in place, but due to a lack of funds, because some of these materials, this iron which we use for this greenhouse, we need to import some of them. So obviously, what we need to do is, if we secure these funds, we buy the local the materials, then we can just start. And also, it's not only providing the greenhouse, like we said. Once we provide a locally manufacture the greenhouse here, what we do is we accompany it also with a borehole. That will also help to boost the irrigation system and also help to improve productivity. Thank you.
Karakunku Farms, Smart Irrigation Farms. Karakunku Smart Irrigation Farms. Are you ready? Just some fun fact. Many years ago, when I was first going for a fishing competition, I was told that, you know what, you can drink plenty water and you will not be nervous. I tell you, I spent the whole day drinking water. But when I stood on the stage, my legs were shaking so seriously. But today, that is not what I see here. So you should all be proud of yourself. Karakunku Farms, are you ready? Yes. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Climate change has turned farming into a nightmare in the Gambia. Our food system is going down. As a result of climate change unpredictability, and because you never know when is the rain coming. The rainfall is unpredictable. You cannot predict it. As a result, there's a lot of drought. And this thing leads to crop failures, leaving 730,000 Gambians food shortage. Average Gambians earn less than $3 a day. As a result of food shortage, this thing leads to poverty, malnutrition for children, and hunger. According to the World Food Program, we have more than 3 million Africans that are hungry. This problem is serious, and we need to quickly work on it. This is why Karakungu Farm is important. My name is Lamin Sise. I'm the founder of Karakungu Farm. At Karakungu Farm, we produce food for communities even in dry season. How do we do that? We use solar-powered automated drip irrigation technology to deliver water directly into plant roots. This process reduces water wastage, it reduces cost on production, and it also increases crop yield. You don't have to spend too much time, weeding. We just put a technology that can be able to like, take care of everything all at once. It's an innovative system that can be scalable, and it can be also replicated anywhere for smallholder farmers to produce food in large quantities. The problem is not because we have farmers who are not hardworking or we are lack of land. The problem actually is because it's the absence of reliable water system that can be able to enhance food production year-round. So this is the technology that we came up with. So the traction that we create with this technology, we are able to like provide food for over 900 Gambians. And we are able to like, supply 24 vendors. Most of these vendors also uses us as a source to put food on the table. We also are able to train more than 500 students. These students come to the farm to learn about this new innovation and these new technologies, so that in future they can also implement the same system or working with us. We also increase our revenue to 230,000 now. So, next slide, please. Yes. How we make money? We make money from the sales of our vegetables, and we also sell nurseries, and we also sell our drip technologies to smallholder farmers. This is how we make money. Next slide, please. Yes, this is our competitive advantage. We are using a technology, and this technology is what most of our competitors don't have. And we are also delivering our services to smallholder farmers. And then we also have a very unique team. That's not just a team, but a well-experienced team. This gave us a competitive edge over our competitors. Next slide, please. Yes, the size of our market is 500,000 customers, but our main focus is on the some part, which is 5,000 customers, and our projection there is $3 million. Next slide, please. Yes, we are asking for $15,000 US. This $15,000 US will be spent on 10,000 will be spent on the capital expenditure, while the 5,000 will be spent on the operational expenditure. What I mean by that, like 5,000 will be spent on the infrastructure, 2,500 will be spent on irrigation systems. On the operation side, you have on the operation and also the trading would also cost us $1,500. The impact of this money, the impact of this fund, we are going to accelerate our production from 0.5 hectares to 2 hectares. We are also going to increase our employees from 7 in a team to 15, because we are going to increase our production, our productivity. Now this will give us more revenue. This revenue will allow us take this solution.
Lamin. My name is Mahmoud Toure. I work with International Trade Center. I saw tarpaulin. Where do you source the tarpaulin, and is this tarpaulin friendly to environment?
Yes. You mean the plastic? Yes. We got our plastics from the people of. We outsource it from Japan actually. Some of our partners that we buy this thing from, they just outsource it in Japan, and there's a good source that this is climate environment. Like it is environmentally, it doesn't affect our environment. And like even that, like you can easily remove this thing. It's not hard to just remove.
Are you saying it's biodegradable?
Yes.
Is it biodegradable?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes, it doesn't affect our environment.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Lamin. I am Rohi Jame from the Ministry of Trade. So the question I have is, how will this project be sustained? Do you have any sustainability plans?
Yes, part of our sustainability plan is to just bootstrap. Like the profit we've been making, we have been investing this profit into this business, and like the way it is set up, the technology can take care of itself. That is the most that is more unique about us. As I'm speaking here right now, our garden is being watered. This is not just a fantasy. This is just what is happening right now. So it is just being sustainable. Even I am the founder, I'm here, the garden is just being taken care of itself. So we are operating on half an hectare right now, but there's only 2-3 people working for me there right now. So it is sustainable, it can take care of itself, even without nobody being in the system there. Even if there's no employees there, our technology can just automate itself.
Thank you very much. Let's put our hands together for Undp Farms. Next team presenting is Tressworks. A round of applause to them.
In 2021,
Wait. Time for us to take a 10 minutes break. It will also allow the judges to fresh up their minds a little bit. Thank you.